Are you sure we don't need to just get closer?
No, we don't need closer. My legs hurt. You're sitting on my leg. We don't have any key points written down or nothing, dude.
Who's going to win? 250, 450?
Oh, we're in? We're on? I think I gotta take a crap.
I gotta go. I gotta take the fat crap. You guys, that's kind of bad to say, but I have to go back now.
Well, Hayden's gotta go, guys.
So,
Deegan bringing the personality.
we wanted it. We needed it. He brought everything.
We got a shitload of it.
That was nice. Let's talk about Deegan not being the fastest qualifier this week, like everyone was saying. In the 250s he is, but last week he was the fastest qualifier in every session.
I thought he was just had the fastest lap.
He was the
I didn't realize
fastest.
it was qualifying.
Yeah, he had the fastest lap out of everyone. Pretty impressive at a 137 something.
Yeah.
Then-
What? After last week, did Jet just have an off week and then comes back and he's that much faster than everybody again? Or did he not like the track? What's the opinion on Jet?
Maybe he didn't like his brother beating him. I'm not saying he doesn't want his brother to do good, but at the same time, whatever it all boils down to it right now, it's Lawrence versus Sexton, and he needs to beat his brother.
Yeah. Chase's qualifying didn't look too promising for his confidence in the bike again.
So the funny thing is that thing, they talk about Phil Nicoletti doing the, watching him do some starts, and after they did the engine change, he's like, yeah, that's not going to work at all. That was from Steve Mathis, and that's pretty interesting to pretty much say that directly as well. So, I mean, that's all interesting info. So, we'll see how she rolls, but I'm telling you right now, personally, I don't know what kind of contract Chase has signed with KTM, but it's looking like it might be a little shorter than it was before.
Well, at some point you almost have to start blaming the rider, because the same reason he left Honda. They couldn't make him happy, couldn't make him happy. Well, last year he was, in love, and now all of a sudden can't make him happy, can't make him comfortable. At some point you kind of have to change what you're doing a little bit so that you can ride the bike.
I think, if I recall correctly, I might be off with this, but I'm pretty sure he didn't like the bike whenever he got on it either. But then they made changes and he got comfortable. I'm pretty sure he was totally uncomfortable on that whenever he switched.
He at least wasn't talking shit.
He wasn't talking shit because he had a new opportunity, but it seems like they're just not listening. I don't know, does that mean he goes to Yamaha because they listen? Or if he... that's a whole tricky thing, so I don't really want to get too deep into that, but at the same time, like, how do you deal with that? Like, I think that you should be vocal if the bike sucks and they're not making the correct... they're not doing anything to stride it forward. Like, I think that's important to say that stuff, and that just goes back to...
The same reason Cooper
and Eli. It happens everywhere. They move because they can't get the changes.
Is it the team or is it the manufacturer? Because
I don't think that's
back
something we'll know.
Back in the day, there was just a video I watched the other day about the 09 Honda factory bike was one of the worst bikes ever made, but the people from Honda, yeah. The people from Honda higher up, not the team, said, no, you can't make the changes that you need to make the bike rideable. So,
I recall something with Chad Reed a long time ago that he actually he liked the 12, I think is what he liked. And when he went on his own, he actually went back to Honda, but he didn't like the new Honda, so he bought the year older and raced that instead. Yeah, so whenever he did his own thing, that was a big deal. We'll have to check that, and don't hold that 100%, but I'm 90% sure on how that went. Sorry if it's the wrong year, but I'm thinking it's 2012, the bike that he liked, and I think maybe it was 13 or 14, because you can only ride 2 years older of a bike.
yeah.
So But it was a pretty interesting thing because you're like, oh, why the heck would you go backwards? Why would you go in an older bike? And it was his team, so
Yeah, and you can do what you want.
You can do
It's
what you want.
yours.
So I don't think we'll ever know if it's the team or the manufacturer, like for sure. I mean, I would assume it's the team. I don't think the manufacturer really has anything to say, right? I don't know that.
No, I think they have a little bit more skin in the game than you would realize, and also the team can't come out and say it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. It just sucks because, like, they should be saying stuff like that. They should, like, if it sucks, you tell the team until you ran your mouth too much and you can't breathe
Yeah.
and you're blue in the face, and then that comes out. It's not like he just says that shit. It looks that way maybe now because he's done it twice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how blue in the face is he whenever he's telling them, like, hey, like, come on, like, this sucks and we need to change this, but if we're not getting the changes or whatever, I mean, the interview, when you watch it, it's brutal to listen to, like, watch him and see the stress in his face, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not comfortable on the track, I'm not comfortable on the bike,
Yeah.
and I'm expected to win. They expect me to win, and I can't get anything comfortable. Like, and that makes him look like shit if he's not comfortable. And that's just like, there's a lot of social media that the people that really don't know what's going on have a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
They have a ton of opinions, but they have no idea what's going on. So it's interesting as well. But it's hard to see that point of it. It's just like when non-famous people try to understand how famous people feel in a public area. Like, you can't fathom it. You don't get it. So it's just the same way. Like, but you're like, you know, the factory riders compared to the non-factory riders. Like, oh, it'd be nice to have a factory bike, right? But at the same time, you don't know what factory thinks, what the cost is of, like,
Well, not only
mental
that,
everything.
you just have no control.
Yeah,
you lose
minimal.
Yeah, you go from being in full control of everything to asking permission to change something on your bike that you ran forever.
Yeah. So it's weird. But the thing, what I'm listening to today was the fact that they changed something before the race. Or not before the race, but it's new. Like,
Yeah.
they did that, and now he's riding that. Why can't he just go back to what's comfortable until the end of the season?
I think these new tracks, though, the way they're set up is so in between Supercross, Motocross. Can you get your Supercross suspension soft enough? Can you get your Moto suspension hard enough? And then, not only that, you go to a flat, dry track.
Mm-hmm.
This track tonight looks super one-line. You know, so you're going to be trying to force your bike in places that it really doesn't want to go, and you probably don't either.
Yeah, I think to go away from this a little bit and to go to more of who's going to win. I know the times don't look like it, but I mean, what you just said, the flat corners and stuff like that, you know, really good at that is, for some crazy reason, is Tomac.
So, you know, I mean,
And
Colorado's pretty similar.
to Las Vegas as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's used to the elevation. I don't know what kind of elevation they're riding at. I don't know that. I haven't heard anything about it. I know they love to go off on it whenever they're at Colorado.
No, I think Vegas is a low point.
Yeah, but
I know when I went there, I was at a pretty low point.
yeah.
I left at a low point.
Yeah, I left. You might have
Well, I went with high spirits. I
Yeah.
left with none.
Yeah, Jesus.
So if you see my dignity running around anywhere out there, grab it for me.
Let's get a hold of that thing. Or any of your extra money from gambling.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a good one for Tomac. I mean, obviously he's not going to win the championship. I think that's a pretty. If you were being realistic right now, I mean, if Chase goes out there and figures it out, man, that'd be a story to tell. Considering that he was so uncomfortable, so this, so that. I think Jet has him pretty mentally under control. But I think Tomac's going to go out there and make a statement. I know it didn't show in the qualifying, but he never really does show up for qualifying.
No.
So,
I mean, it would be really good for Chase if he could go out and win too, because a lot of people have called into question any of his championships because Jet was out for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is a
Handed to
point
him,
for him. Yeah, this is a point for him where he can prove, hey, Jet was on the track and I still won.
Yep. I don't know. Do you think there's going to be any aggression by any of those ones if there is an opportunity? You don't think if Jet's in the striking zone, maybe before that double, you think he'll try to?
I think that the way this track is set up and how tight some of the turns are, and like we said, how one line some of the areas are, I think that it leaves the door open for riders to have to be more aggressive than they generally would be.
How aggressive do you think Chase will be if he has the opportunity on Jet in that corner before
I
the
think
double?
Jet does not care, or I think Chase does not care at all and does what he has to do to win.
You don't think he just falls in line like?
Nope. I think Chase will go for it.
I would like to see that, but at the same time, I just don't.
Same thing for 250s. Is Vial going to clean Deegan out?
No.
Is Kitchen going to go for it? Any of those guys that have the potential to run up front, especially after yesterday when during the press conference when Kitchen said, if I get the whole shot and Deegan gets a start like he does in Charlotte, and Deegan looks at him and goes, yeah, but I won anyways. So, that's probably enough to light a fire under somebody's ass.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see the 250s going too crazy. I think everyone kind of knows their place, I think, and I think the only thing, Chase's pride is on the line, and I don't say that, it is. Everything's on the line with Chase right now. If he wins this championship, it's good. Everything's going to change like that. Who else is it? I mean, Vial needs to want it, but I don't think he's not here to cause problems. He knows what happened when Ferrandis took down Christian Craig.
Yeah, but I mean, that Ferrandis hung around for a while.
I'm just saying that.
People are going to talk shit.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody's got their strong fan base, and,
I'm not saying I don't want to see it. Let's be clear about this. I'm not saying I want anyone to get hurt or whatever, but I'm not saying I don't want anyone to be aggressive. I think this is the last race of the season. If you could change your account by a couple $100,000 by one pass,
yeah, you're gonna go for it.
Come on, you know what I mean? How much do you care about that? And honestly, we've seen it before. I want to see more of it. They talk about what we want to see more of. I want to see people fighting for the money because it matters. I'm not telling you that, I just want to see it. But hey, just wanted to say in the thanks for all the views in the last video, and thank you for all the comments. There's a lot of cool things that you guys are saying, and we appreciate it. And literally, in whatever, it's been up for 6 hours, 8, 10 hours. It's been up for 10 hours, and we went up 100 subscribers already, and that's super cool to see. It's cool to see you explain something to people, and people do something about it. Just appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. And, we have a lot more coming on. I know you guys love watching the super cross and the moto cross and everything like that. Like I said to you in the last video, there's a lot of stuff that's about to be changing. So saddle up and get ready because it's about to change drastically after Day in the Dirt. Sorry about that. We're going back to Day in the Dirt. And remember about that jump.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't forget about that jump.
Not forgetting about that jump.
Wheaton's leap. Remember that. We'll touch base on that again. That's October.
Do you think he's going to show up? Think his leg will be good enough that he can at least come hang out and watch?
Oh, he'll watch. He's walking already. Yeah,
Good.
he's walking. What? You laugh at that.
Well, I just remember that somebody commented on the video about Reese that he healed from a broken femur in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, he'll be riding. Yeah, he'll be riding in 2 weeks. Some of these people in the comment section, not in this comment section. You guys are pretty cool. We appreciate 99.9% of you guys. And but man, you'd have to sit down and go through some of the Instagram comments. They are unbelievable. They're just obscene. The dude's like, yeah, I broke my femur and I was riding in 2 weeks. That kid, whoever that was, never broke a femur. And I don't know if they were ever riding ever. You look through the profile and you're just like, dude, come on. It's funny though.
Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we'll go through and pick out funny comments and You guys want to see us read funny comments?
Actually, yeah. So we thought about that even today. Like, we were like, hey, what do we make a video on real quick? And we're like, oh, we'll go through the comments. And we had some good ones or whatever, but we want to get some more before we go through. We'll take, like, the 10 best. And you know what the other thing is I'd like to do, like, if you guys care at all, do, like, a Q&A. Like, any questions you guys have, write them in the comments for us. You know, me and Dangerous Daryl or Dylan. You tell us. Start with that. Anyways,
You're really pushing hard.
I'm
for
pushing.
that.
Nobody's answering, and I'm getting a little upset because nobody's voting. We need that. Anyways, yeah. So seriously, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and we'll do a video on like the top whatever. Maybe we'll grab 10 questions that are really good, and maybe just valid. They don't have to be specific, or I mean, they don't
That
have
can
to
be about anything, really.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. It could be anything. But yeah, we'll take 10 of those and make a video.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. So, but on to the next one. Thank you guys.
We'll see you guys.
See ya.